At this time, we'll return from executive session. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If I could just take a minute. The Hamilton City Schools has a rich history of individuals who have made a major impact on our students and on our community. Earlier this evening, we recognized one of those individuals, Tom Alf, by dedicating the Hamilton High School Media Center in his memory. Tom, as many of you know, was a teacher, administrator, and a school board member, and was well loved in our community. Tom passed away in 2019. In recent weeks, we've lost two other individuals who need to be recognized. Jack Armstrong was a very talented individual and is considered by many a pioneer in the field of cable television. Jack created and developed Hamilton's TV Hamilton in 1989 and retired in 2009. With TV Hamilton located in Hamilton High School at that time, he developed close relationships with students who would volunteer their time to work in the studio. And when I found out this, our TV Hamilton director, Steve Caldwell, was one of those students and is leading the charge as we go into the future. Jack's vision for TV Hamilton was for it to be more than just your basic community TV station, but to be a conduit to communicate with the Hamilton community. TV Hamilton has certainly grown to be an invaluable part of Hamilton and is unlike any other community TV station. The Hamilton School District is a proud partner of TV Hamilton, and we give thanks to Jack for what he has done for our school and community. Sue Schnell was hired as a Hamilton teacher in 1971. She served in a number of positions, but her longest tenure was as principal at Harrison Elementary from 1989 until 2009. Over those 20 years, she was an integral part of the Harrison, now Riverview, community. Teachers, students, and parents trusted and respected her. She impacted thousands of children's lives. I know from working with her that she was a well-loved principal in the community and was a leader in our schools. I'd like for us to take a moment of silence to honor Sue Schnell, Jack Armstrong, and Tom Alf. Thank you. Board members, you've received our minutes from the previous meeting. I'd like to have a motion to approve those minutes.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mr. Frazier.
Mr. Davidson.
Yes.
Mr. Isgro.
Yes.
Mrs. Matthews.
Yes.
Mr. Sprague.
Yes.
Mrs. Baker.
Yes.
As there's no city council representation tonight, and it doesn't look like we have anyone for public participation, Mr. Holbrook.
Thank you, President Sprague. I want to first recognize Jeff Kilby, our Executive Director of Business Operations, Kristen Henson, who oversees our grants and CCIP, Andrea Blevins, our Associate Superintendent, and Linda Nattiello, who is our Executive Secretary in the Business Office. Those folks work tirelessly to provide our students opportunities through various grants that are available in the state of Ohio and federally. Tonight, recommended on the board agenda, you will find the following grant monies. You're going to find from our Learning Links grant, and this is grant money received from the Greater Cincinnati Foundation. Hamilton High School will have $2,500 in grant monies that will be used for 21st century employment training. And Riverview Elementary will have an additional $2,500 that'll be used for their Pick a Winner program that they run within that building. Additionally, we have a George W. Bush Library grant that has been awarded to both Garfield Middle School and Crawford Woods Elementary. Each of those grants are worth $5,000 apiece, and they're used to purchase supplies and materials to support our school libraries in those two buildings. We also were awarded an Ohio K-12 school safety grant. And that grant was received through the Ohio Facilities Construction Commission for the purchase of supplies and materials for school safety. And that was awarded at the clip of $196,628.85. And the final grant that you will find on your board agenda tonight is through our McKinney-Vento grant. McKinney-Vento supports our homeless students and youth, and that entire grant is worth $196,730.83, and a portion of that is on the agenda tonight for some training with some of our folks in the area of homeless. So tonight, for your consideration, we have $405,859.68 in grant monies for you to consider, and it is recommended that you approve that this evening. I think that's important to know, that our folks are always out there looking for additional funds that are not general fund dollars to help support our students here in Hamilton. I also want to bring to your attention that next week is an exciting week in the fact that we have homecoming week, and I actually look at that starting Saturday night. We have our one and only band competition that we host. It's called Bandorama, and it'll start at about 5 o'clock Saturday night and run through about 10 p.m. And various bands throughout the region, including, Hamilton High's band, will be performing. And I look forward to watching us perform Saturday night under the lights. Next Thursday, we have our annual homecoming parade, and on Friday, we have our homecoming football game against Fairfield. And then the culmination of the week will be next Saturday night. We have our high school homecoming dance. And one of the things that I do want to say, it feels good to get back into doing some of these things that are meaningful to high school students and students across the district. But, when you sit and you talk about experiences that students have, they'll talk about what happens inside the classroom, but a lot of the experiences that I just explained are really the memories that especially high school seniors take with them for the rest of their lives. And we haven't had those in complete, in full participation over the last couple years. And so it is good for me to sit here and look at you and tell you that those events are happening, and we're excited about them. That's my report for this evening.
Thank you.
Mr. Holbrook, are they going to do the dance on the football field again this year?
I have not spoken to Ms. Desari as to
Okay.
where they're doing that, but I
Okay.
believe that they are going to hold that. That was really tremendously popular
Yes.
with the kids.
wondering.
And, it's a larger space
Mm-hmm.
for students. So, I'm assuming they are going to be doing that. Is that true? Is that?
Great, okay, thank you.
So the answer to that's yes.
Thank you for sharing the information about the grants, because I applaud the people working behind the scenes on all these grant opportunities. Because as we know, the state, between our state and our community funding, it doesn't always give us enough to do all the things we want to do. And those grants certainly fill the gap in those endeavors. So again, congratulations on those. And I know that we've talked about sharing that more often, so people have an understanding of how we get funding for our school district. It's just not from general fund. So thank you. Board members, in front of you is our consent agenda from several different departments. I'd like to have a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Is there any discussion about any of the items on the agenda? Okay. Mr. Frazier?
Mr. Isgro,
Yes,
Mrs. Matthews,
Yes.
Mr. Sprague,
Yes.
Mrs. Baker,
Yes.
Mr. Davidson.
Yes.
And it is Mr. Frazier's turn.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have a few items on the finance agenda tonight. Mr. Holbrook just got done talking about some of the grants that we receive. We also receive quite a few donations here in the district. We have two of those on for you tonight through the Hamilton Community Foundation. We have $1,000 for Hamilton High School, and we also have $1,000 for the Hamilton High School Band. It is also recommended that we approve the Ohio Deferred Compensation Roth Plan. And what that does is that brings the plan in line with our other plans to give employees the option to defer some earnings via the Roth plan as well. So I think that's something that we want to do. FY '23 appropriations, the June 30 meeting, we passed temporary appropriations. Permanent appropriations need to be passed by September 30th, so that is on there tonight. We also have the treasurer's financial report on the agenda this evening through August 2022, which includes the cash position report and a cash flow analysis. We're only through 2 months of the year, so really we're still kind of looking at where we hit the last couple years with our various revenues and expenditures. And so far, we're right in line with where I would expect our plan to be and what's historically happened. So that's what I have for you tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Frazier. Do I have a motion to approve the financial report?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Mr. Frazier?
Mrs. Matthews,
Yes.
Mr. Sprague,
Yes.
Mrs. Baker,
Yes.
Mr. Davidson,
Yes.
Mr. Isgro.
Yes.
Being there's no other business before the board tonight, our next meeting will be on Thursday, October 13th, beginning at 4 o'clock, where we will be going into executive session. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
We will have several presentations prior to going into
Oh,
executive
okay.
session on that evening.
Okay, thank you. So 4 o'clock we'll meet that
We'll
have
have
presentation.
presentations and updates from 4 to 4:30 through our business office and also through community outreach.
Okay, thank you. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you.
Still not passed.